Well, I'm happy that we're here in London today on this very important tourist event, as it's an opportunity to show everything that Croatia has to offer. And Croatia is a country in the tourism sense and very unique, especially because of the well-known reputation that we have as a country of preserved natural cultural heritage, but at the same time now country probably one of the world leaders right now, or a country that has done the most in terms of implementing sustainable tourism policies, as we would like to stay as beautiful and as preserved as we are. And of course, in our significant events to promote sustainable tourism practices, we have put in the focal point quality of life for our citizens. Of course, tourism is very important for us. It is a little bit above 20% of our direct and indirect contribution to GDP, but at the same time, we're very much aware that we need to maintain tourism, something that is perceived that betters lives of our communities, of our people. And this is why we are implementing tremendous changes and reform processes, which is gaining results, and of course positioning Croatia as one of the most exciting and sustainable tourism destinations in the world. Well, we're promoting Croatia as a country that values the experiences, that values the way guests feel when they come to Croatia. Croatia is one of the, I would say, maybe unique countries that is tourism concept is centered around having a complete immersion of our tourists and visitors with the local communities and local population. Meaning we're not a country of that provides majority of service in like separated resort style accommodation. On the contrary, we're a destination in which all our guests are completely immersed in our culture, in our way of life, in our destinations. It's very important to point out here that Croatia is and it is perceived as one of the safest countries in the world by a variety of measures surveys and everything that gets published. Croatia is always in the top in terms of safety, in terms of walking alone at night, in terms of anybody feeling very safe. And this is very important. And then when you combine that with the way of tourism lifestyle that we offer, which is completely involved in our local communities, which is now the trends of tourism, that's very something that's sought after, and especially here in the UK market, then we are putting that in the focus. We're putting that in the forefront. And of course, when people traveling to Croatia, such as our dear guests from UK, when they realize that first, this is something that is our concentrated effort, and at the same time, when they see that quality of life for our citizens and our locals, it's at the forefront of our tourism policy, that creates a unique destination to visit in every sense of the word. In that very unique service that we provide in terms of ability to provide unique service. Something that's very worth mentioning, Croatia and our citizens, it is perceived to be one of the top countries in the world in terms of overall knowledge of English language. So basically, not just in our tourism facilities, but anywhere you go, people on the street, people in local shops, people in infrastructure, traffic, transportation, everybody is going to be able to give you information in English language and will be very kind to you. I think that's very much important. At the same time, we have, and that's no secret, we have definitely one of the most, in my personal opinion, the most beautiful coast in the whole wide world, and very unique and very preserved. So for all our guests to come visit Croatia one time, it is something that creates motives for coming back again and again and again. And of course, one thing that maybe stands apart from the rest of our competitors, if you will, even though Croatia is a relatively small country in terms of size and population, we are a tremendously large country in terms of what we offer, because due to our history, due to our shape, and due to our different climates in different parts of the country, and then especially if you move into our continent, if you move in our capital, if you move into Slavonia, Baranja, it will give you completely different feeling for the gastronomy, for our traditions, for our way of life, for our culture, you will feel as though that you visited maybe 5 different countries in a short period of time. This is what sets us apart. Challenges in Croatia in many ways are similar to our competitors. Of course, something that's a prevalent challenge, I guess you could say, in our most direct competitors such as Spain or Italy, it is perceived perception of local population towards tourism. Now, we know that over the period of the past several years, you had protests, you had people coming to the streets in Italy or Spain being unsatisfied with tourism, being unsatisfied with what tourism brings to their quality of life, if you will. Croatia has realized that this is a big challenge, and this is why we are implementing significant reforms that are going to make sure that that never happens in Croatia. This is why the focus is very strong focus on the local population, on local quality of life, and of course we are implementing everything that can better the people to stay in their destinations, to stay in their towns, to be able to rent, lease long-term facilities, apartments, flats, houses, that we actually, that our people are able to afford real estate in our own tourism destinations. Now, this is a process that I believe that we have answered to this challenge probably better than our competitors. This is why we are in the process of significant changes, and we already see the benefits, we already see the results. And it is very, very important to us that we maintain that belief and perception of our local population that tourism is something that brings, that enriches our lives and brings quality to our life. We do significant testing, surveying in all our destinations on the whole national level, and we are very satisfied with the results that we have still right now. Well, our goal is to continue having great tourism results as we had this year. Now, this year for us was very specific in a way that we have a record-breaking year in terms of overall tourism arrivals and overnight stays. However, it is first time in our history that this growth has not come from the 2 main summer months, July and August, because during July and August we had a little bit less tourists than we had in the previous years. But we had significant growth in pre-season and we had significant growth in post-season, meaning that we are transforming ourselves in a year-long tourism destination, which is one of our most important challenges and one of our most important goals. Our goal for next year and years to come is to continue that trend, to increase number of guests in pre-season, to increase number of guests in post-season, and maintain the number of guests in July and August that at the numbers that we are approximately now. We do not, or no, do we need more numbers, more guests in July and August, because then you would at some point maybe face some sort of challenges that relate to over-tourism. But we have made significant contribution to developing Croatia a year-round destination, and we communicate open and freely that we are completely satisfied with the number of guests that we have in July and August. The goal is year-round tourism, and this is what we're working towards, and the success of next year, I guess you could say in a way, will be measured in that department as well.